Hey there guys, welcome back to my Android tutorial series. In this series of videos, we will be gonna discussing about how you can make your Android application communicate with the backend database. For the purpose of this tutorial, we will be hitting RealM database, most specifically RealM database. So let's get started. And before getting into the implementation details, let me tell you that what will be these couple of videos comprising of. First of all, in this video I will be telling you about the introduction, that what is RealM and why am I using that database. In the next video we will be covering the environment setup, that is I will be making the project from scratch, and then the necessary files needed for the RealM database. And then I will be covering Java models. What are Java models? How should you use them and why should you use them? Then the famous CRUD operations, the create, read, update, and delete. Um, these operations are used in most of the database applications, so we will be covering them. And then we will be covering the RealM browser database. RealM browser is application is specifically made for the Mac users. So this application is used for viewing your database, the tables, and the data. And then finally, we will be concluding our discussion. So let's get started. Now, first thing first, what is RealM database? Um, RealM database is an object mapping database. First of all, if you are well aware of the ORM, that is Object Relation Database, then you should not confuse OM with ORM. Object mapping is something entirely different. Object mapping databases are designed with the concept that you do not have to copy the entire object from the database, make changes in them, and then recreate those changes in the database. These all steps are not required in the OM databases. All you have to do is to make changes in your live object, and then these changes will be reflected on the fly in the database. Now, what are these objects? What these objects really are? So, to understand this, let us see what is the definition. What is actually RealM? RealM is a lightweight database, um, lightweight object container database, and that object reflect to uh, whatever platform you are using. For example, if you are using Xamarin, you are a Xamarin developer, so that object refers to the C# object. If you are an Android developer, that object refers to the Java object. If you are iOS developer, that object refers to Swift or Objective-C. And if you are a React Native developer or web cross web applications, then cross platform applications, then that object refers to the JavaScript object. So that object depends on the whatever platform you are using, that object refers to that particular language. Okay, so you just have to make models using that language, which are called objects, and then those objects will be mapped into the database. So this is the beauty of OM. If you are not getting much from this video, don't get confused. We will be covering all of these details in our next videos. Whenever these terms will be used, we will be entirely revising them for sure. So enough for this video. This is the introduction of the RealM, and this is the main reason I am using RealM is that you do not have to worry about the changes made in the database. All you have to do is to make the changes in the object, and those changes will be directly reflected in your database. So let's get started. In our next video, I will be creating the entire new Android application, and then I will be telling you that how you can set up the real environment. So let's get started.